What's going on, everybody? This is Blake from the How Do You Figure podcast doing an unboxing video. It's my first one. Justin's not here. I've never done this before, but we are going to take a look at the NECA Super Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. When I was a kid, this was my favorite Turtles movie. This was my favorite moment in the movie, one of my favorite characters. And NECA has sent me a very large box. Obviously not how big the shredder is going to be, although wouldn't that be amazing? I get really nervous about opening boxes with keys. One time my car key broke when I was opening a box, but that's not the case now. Send me a properly sized box. Just seems a little bit crazy. But here it is. Super exciting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, Super Shredder. The box is amazing. I'm a sucker for a good NECA box. I'm a sucker for anything that brings back VHS movie nostalgia. I'm just so enamored by it already. I think it's great. I think the process for getting this was awesome. I know a lot of people were disheartened collecting the Turtles figures. They were getting to a place where they felt like NECA didn't care about their fans. NECA wasn't listening, but they listened. This went up for pre-order. I was able to just go in and click it. It couldn't have been any easier outside of the fact that I first tried it using Google Chrome, which would not let me click the checkout register, which sucked. I then had to go on my phone, do it there where it sold out. I had given up. I went on eBay. I saw that there was some there, and I thought, you know what? They're going to cancel those. And these are going to be back up in 10 minutes. So, I'm working, I'm doing my full-time job. I come back on, and there it is. It's back, it's up. I speed through the process. I input all the security questions. I prove I'm not a robot by proving to a robot that I'm not a robot and clicking all of the crosswalks or street signs or whatever it was. And it's in, and it's there, and it's gone, and it's here. Now we did it. We didn't have to go to a Walmart or anything else, which I don't want to do ever again. So here we go. Again, I've never done one of these before. I don't know how they usually go. Right now I'm picking at tape because I don't want to just rip open the box. I like to keep some of my boxes, and I get very precarious about the tape here. It reminds me of when I was working at GameStop. If you remember when it was EB Games, they had little like 4x4 stickers they'd put right on. You could never peel them off. They'd stay there for an eternity. If there's one good thing about GameStop buying them, it's that they made easier stickers to take off your games. That is what I'm talking about. We got the sticker off. We didn't damage the box. We did it. By we, I mean me. It's a solo victory. Nobody else is going to take credit for it. Check it out. Isn't it great? I think it's great. So let's look at what we've got. We've got the unbearable little plastic bits. Also, those have made me nervous since I was a kid about breaking it. Another Ooze canister to add to the other Ooze canisters I have from having this line. I have this whole line now. It's so rare that I have a whole line of anything. If you know me, you know that I have all the Super Smash Bros. Amiibo line. I now am full on the Turtles movie wave. I have Toka and Razor pre-ordered. I have Casey and Raph in Disguise on its way that I was able to pre-order. This is fantastic. So that's one accessory. We're going to keep going with this guy. Check that out. I'm a sucker for a cool weapon. Always have been. Breaking them out. We got one. This little plastic thing done. Hold, please. We're back. We have scissors, which will help in the cutting of these little things. The fact that I didn't break more toys growing up out of sheer excitement, because at least in my day, they were like twisty. You just untwist it. Now they're like bent in there. You got to cut them off. It's obnoxious. But what isn't obnoxious is the Super Shredder. Look at it. Look at it. I just took it out of the box and I adore it already. I think it might be my favorite one in the line. We'll get to his hands in a minute. Pretty posable. A little stiff, but you know, that's because he's new. These guys are actually pretty soft and rubbery, which I like. It makes me feel like if they fall off a shelf, if there's an earthquake, it won't break, it'll survive. Dig into that. We have some movability in the torso. I love that. A lot of articulation. This cloth cape is fantastic. One of the other details that I really love, if we can get it up close enough there, his eyes are crazy. These crazy eyes, which are just so accurate. I love how toned and defined it all is. It looks like it's popping out of the movie or a comic. It almost reminisces back to like how they do their animation ones. Everything's very defined and specific. And look at those abs. You think those are like side crunches for hours? I don't know how you do it. The ooze, right? It's steroids, really, is how we did it. You know, the one thing I will say, I like that. Gauntlets twist and turn. Get him really going. Wonder how easily he'll stand, right? That's always my kind of problem. Easy. He's fantastic. We've got one last little bit in here, and that's these hands. The texture on them is fantastic. Look at that. They look like old person hands. If you're going to go shake hands with a weird uncle or grandfather, or somebody who hasn't been moisturizing very well, and they're almost like horror hands. Like, I can't see it super great on the camera, but they're detailed, they're coarse. I think that's fantastic. The default hands are just the fists, which means if we want to get them souped up here, which obviously we do, we got to pop them out. It's hard to watch, isn't it? That snap. I always hear that snap and think it broke. Every time. It's so, they look like monkey paw hands. That's what they look like. Like I'm going to make a wish and it's going to fold and something horrible is going to happen. I also like, one of my kind of biggest complaints with the NECA shredder from the original one was how easily these gauntlets fell off when you move his hands. This all feels like it's going to be pretty in place, but I love this cloth cape. He is incredible. All right, so now let's compare the scale of this guy with some other stuff. I think, again, I've never watched these. I don't know what people want from him. There you go. Enormous. He just towers over the original shredder. We have a 6-inch, just because it was near me today. The Mandalorian, same deal. Can't even compare the two things. This is just a colossal figure. At $30, this feels like it should be a $50 or $60 figure. It's giant. Like the value that you're getting for it. Leo. We get him next to Leo. Pales. Pales. He pales in comparison. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. This is easily the kind of thing that, as an adult man, I'm freaking out about. I can only assume that if I was a child and this was presented to me, I would go insane. That I would crush under the weight of its awesomeness, the way he again was crushed anticlimactically in the aforementioned movie.